Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Today's reading is for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, so I just need to get my notes, Sagittarius, on your reading. I'm really sorry I wasn't around for the July readings. It's just that I was going through a few personal things, and I'm going to do a video on it anyway, but for everyone that sent me some lovely messages, I'd like to say thank you very much. So let's commence with your reading for August, Sagittarius. This is a very, very interesting reading because, again, with some of these cards, they do tell a story. Now, I know that things aren't going to apply to everyone. They never do. But as everybody who has subscribed on my channel knows, I do tell a story each month with the cards. And if it relates to you, then it relates to you. And if it doesn't, then maybe next month will. But this can relate to anything in your life. But there are a few characters in this. When I get court cards, I see them as characters. They can represent energies, obviously. But even the major arcana cards, to me, represent characters a lot of the time. People like the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Empress. They all kind of represent something to me. The Devil represents someone to me, usually a man who's quite controlling. The Chariot represents a man who's quite controlling as well. So I'm just going to tell you how I do the readings now. It's still the same 8 cards to represent the events, potential events for the month. But instead of picking one card to sort of talk about the overall energy for the month, I pick 2 cards now because it gives me a little bit more depth. And I also choose a bottom card to serve as your overall theme for the month. Okay, so for August, Sagittarius, I'm seeing change with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I've picked an extra 3 to 6 cards here to see what that change is, potentially. And I feel that I'm not going to tell you what the cards are that represent what I feel is going to happen with the Wheel of Fortune. I just wanted to see whether it was a downturn or whether it was a potential upturn. But I feel sorry about the lighting. I'm using my small laptop with a camera. But I do feel that, looking at the other cards that have come up, I do feel that this is a love situation for a lot of you guys in the month of August. I feel that somebody's made a choice on something. And I feel that, looking at these other 6 cards that have come out, there is some victory stuff going on here, if this represents you. If it doesn't represent you within the reading, God, the lighting's so bad, then I feel that it really is for the best, the changes that are coming in potentially. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune is one of those cards where I feel that, a lot of people, when they see the Wheel of Fortune, they think, oh, my luck is going to change for the better. The Wheel of Fortune is really a card simply about change, and it's change that you don't really have any control over a lot of the time. Some of the time you do, because we all make our own luck a lot of the time, and pertaining to what you put out into the universe is what you get back. That's the way that I see the Wheel of Fortune. So it's your actions that determine the consequences, okay? And this card can really be about sudden and unexpected change. It can be about if you're going through a really good run of luck. Sometimes the luck can kind of go the other way. And even, to me, even if you are going through a really good run of luck, to me, this card can signify just carrying on or getting even better, because it is the Wheel of Fortune. But this card really talks about much needed changes, things that really need to come into force, because they're going to be for your higher good. This card is about new beginnings, and I read somewhere that it's also about kind of the mantra, this too shall pass. So no matter what you're going through, it really does serve your higher good, and it's there to really benefit you at the end of the day. So we've got change going on for August. The overall sort of the general energy, we had the Fool card and the Moon. Now, if you look at these 2 cards together, Sagittarius, I'm going to put them the other way around, actually. That's it. Look at those. What does that say to you? That says to me somebody is stepping away from a very confusing, very anxious situation. The Moon card is one of those cards that kind of represents hidden secrets. Very high emotional card, okay? It's riddled with emotion. And it's also a very feminine card, because it can actually kind of represent the menstrual cycle. which lasts approximately 28 days, I believe, okay? And that's the amount of time, I think it said something to do with 3 moons, 3 cycles of the moon changing, something like that. So it's a very, very strong, feminine card that deals with female issues, female emotions, and also the menstrual cycle, okay? So to me, when I looked at the Fool card and the Moon card, this looked like somebody who was running away from something to do with a female, something to do with a lot of angst going on, somebody who potentially created a situation and was now kind of trying to gently step away from it. Whenever I look at the Fool in the tarot, it, to me, even though the energy of it is that it's a new beginning, somebody takes a risk, somebody takes a leap of faith, somebody sort of wants to go on their own path, a journey, somebody who's a traveller. I feel with the Fool card, when I look at this character, I look at somebody who's they're either quite young or they're quite immature a lot of the time. I do love the Fool card because to me it represents kind of just saying, you know, I don't give a shit what everybody else thinks. I'm just going to go on my own path and I'm just going to see where that path takes me. You know, I'm not going to think about the whys and the wherefores and the what ifs. I'm just going to do it. And that's why I love this card. But if I were to look at it as a character, Sagittarius, I'd be looking at somebody who is quite carefree, quite reckless. I mean, they say when the Fool card is in reverse, it's to do with being reckless, but I feel either way it can be. And I feel, you know, looking at it upturned, it just signifies somebody who doesn't care and someone who doesn't listen, someone who's not quite serious about stuff. And the Moon card is a serious card. That's how I see the Moon card. And the Fool card as a character is not serious. He wants to do what he wants to do. I often see him as being a little bit of a philanderer, and I'm seeing all of this running through the month of August. It's not a great reading, but I feel that with the tarot, even when we don't get great readings, you know, the lessons that we learn from stuff are great, okay? So I feel for the month of August, there are going to be some lessons for you guys to learn about a particular situation, okay? I feel that somebody, and I don't feel it's you, I don't feel the Fool is you. It could be, you could be stepping away from a situation that has made you feel maybe there's been some deception going on that you're kind of walking away from. There could have been some kind of a frustrating situation, which the Moon card can actually represent, which is frustrations. But the Moon card is often a card about, if it was an advice card, say for example, we were doing a Celtic cross reading now, and this came up as the immediate challenge, I would probably interpret that as being the challenge is confronting your fears. And the Fool is not confronting his fears. He's not confronting a situation that he's potentially been involved in. Instead, he's kind of running away from it. And we see running away from something, and all through this reading, really, especially with one card. So to me, this Fool is running away from something that has posed a problem, and I feel that it's got to do with some females here, okay? So if you're a guy watching this, maybe you are the Fool. If you're a woman watching this, maybe you're involved in a situation with a couple of other people and that man is kind of running away from his responsibilities, or, you know, from the fact that he's responsible for having created a situation with a few women. This is what I'm seeing with the cards. Let me show you, and I'm not going to show you them in the order that they've been pulled out. I'm just going to show you, I'm going to build this story up, and let's see where we go with this Sagittarius. What struck me most about this reading, firstly, was the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. This, I'm sure, represents someone potentially for some of you guys, okay? If it doesn't, then it's an energy, all right? The Queen of Pentacles for me is a very grounded, you know, if we were to look at the archetype of her, she'd be a very dark-haired, dark-eyed woman, somebody who potentially works within the financial sector, someone who is a motherly type, someone who has children. She's the type of woman that every man wants to marry because she's beautiful and she's self-sufficient and she runs her home like clockwork and she is very practical. She's very resourceful, okay? But when it's coupled with the Seven of Swords, to me, this is somebody trying to steal, or somebody who's taking away a resource, okay? Someone who's kind of, not for a moment, somebody who's almost abandoning someone there. Do you see that? So it's almost like somebody is running away from this woman here. They're stealing away in the dead of night. They're being quite sneaky. They're being underhanded. They're not kind of facing up to a responsibility, okay? This could be, for some of you guys, where somebody has walked out on the responsibility of the home, for example, where someone has... This Seven of Swords really represents somebody who is not kind of behaving in a very ethical way, somebody who hasn't got very good intentions, okay, somebody who's trying to shirk their responsibility. And again, we saw within the Fool card somebody who is shirking something that they've created. They're shirking the responsibility. We can see that clearly with the Moon card there next door to the Fool card. The Fool card is turned the other way. It's not like the Fool card is walking into the Moon card. They're walking away from a situation that's caused some difficulty, or some angst, or some sadness, or some upset, or some frustration. But I feel the Fool has potentially created this, and now he just wants to shrug it off and just go in a different direction. We see this again with the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. I'm sure that the Fool is the guy in this Seven of Swords here. He's shirking responsibility. He's shirking something to do with the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And I feel that, I mean, your sign is not represented anywhere. It's only represented with the last card, okay, within this reading, okay? But I feel that, you know, when I do readings, guys, I don't, you know, attribute any of the suits to a zodiac sign a lot of the time, because I think it's kind of, sometimes it can, you know, a lot of the time it can sort of work out that way. If you're, you know, you get King of Cups, he can be a Cancerian, he can be a Pisces, he can be a Scorpio. I think he's usually represented by Cancer or Scorpio. So I understand that, but I prefer to go on the energy of the cards, because they can represent anyone as far as I'm concerned. But this Seven of Swords guy is literally looking back at the Queen of Pentacles, and he's running off from her, and it's almost like she's invested something in something. She's invested in the stability of something, but somebody isn't invested in this. They're not invested. Okay, so they're it's almost like they're running off. They're running away from some form of responsibility. That's what I'm seeing in August. And maybe you guys have a situation where either you're running away or somebody is running away from a responsibility to you, if that makes any sense. But I don't think it's just to you. I think there's another woman potentially involved here. And we've got the High Priestess sitting next to the Queen of Pentacles. This is all about, if we were to look again at the energy of the High Priestess, this is a Major Arcana card. This is going with your gut feeling. It's intuition. It's and this card is tied to the Moon, funnily enough, okay? So it's a very much a feminine card. It's about awareness, okay? It's about a higher calling. It's about being in touch with your own kind of self-awareness, okay? So, you know, it could be many things really with this reading. This card could be telling you to be kind of aware that all that glitters is not gold, or that something that you're trusting in, or something that you're thinking is grounded and that you're thinking is kind of settled and your thinking is stable, may potentially not be stable. The person that you're trusting in, the person that you're kind of putting your hopes and your faith and your dreams in, may not be the person that you feel that they are, okay? So this, hence the Wheel of Fortune, where we feel that we are stable and we're kind of grounded and we're okay. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune can kind of bring in certain events, as it does, to remind us or to show us that all that glitters is not gold, or that all that we put our faith in is not as it should be, okay? The Moon card, remember at the top of the reading, basically infers secrets, and so does the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a very secretive card also, okay? And it's about lifting the veil. So maybe the veil is about to be lifted on something that you weren't aware of, with this character, the Fool, and with this guy in the Seven of Swords. That's how I'm seeing these cards. Also, the High Priestess can be another woman, okay? She can represent another woman that you are not sure about. Somebody, again, who's quite quiet, who's quite secretive, who holds the card to her chest, who knows all but doesn't say much. So this could potentially be a secret partner, okay, or a secret person, because we do have, in front of the Seven of Swords, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. This card is, I mean, you know, with the tarot, it's funny because it represents so many things, okay? So many things. The Ten of Pentacles usually would be about a stable home, money coming into the home, shared resources. It can be about kind of generations, a generational thing within the home. This lighting is very bad. I do apologise. But also for me, this can represent a workplace. It can represent anywhere where there is a shared resource of finance, okay? This can represent literally an institution for me. Families aren't just formed within your normal family. They can also be formed within workplaces, groups, teams, people. So I feel that this person in the Seven of Swords is running away from a responsibility in order to create something else, maybe within this Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so it could be somebody who's living a double life, for example. That's how I'm seeing this reading. He's looking back at the Queen of Pentacles. He looks like he's running off maybe from one person or two people, the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay, but more so the Queen of Pentacles, because he is directly next door to her and he is in front of her. Okay, so it looks like he's running off from the Queen of Pentacles. He looks like he's running off from a woman. Okay, somebody who maybe he could have either built something with, or he's running away from some form of responsibility. But because we have this Ten of Pentacles in front of this Seven of Swords, it looks like he's running to something else, potentially, okay? So this could be, for example, for me, somebody, as I've said, who's got a double life. It could be with the Ten of Pentacles that he has a family, and the Queen of Pentacles has been his secret lover or somebody who is kept secret. But he's running off from something, okay? So I feel that, you know, this reading is very interesting, Sagittarius, for the month of August, because there is a lot of kind of deception, I think, going on for some of you guys potentially in August, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what I see in the cards, okay? I'm seeing some form of deception going on here. And I'm also seeing with this potential gentleman in this reading for August that we have the Fool, as I said, next to the Moon card. So I feel that this person could be quite popular with the ladies, maybe, because the Moon is represented by female emotion, okay? Lots of females. There's two dogs here howling at the Moon. It's almost like they're howling for an answer, but the Moon is asleep. It's not answering. It looks like it's had enough. The face on it is grimacing. Okay, and it looks like the Fool just wants to run out of there. He just wants to get out of a situation with several females. And we do have several females in here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the High Priestess, and we've also got the Queen of Swords. We've also got the Three of Cups females here as well. And there are three females here in the cards. Two court cards and a major arcana card. But I feel that this Fool, this person in August, is running away from a responsibility in order to kind of have a good time, maybe, in order to be around a different environment. This is what I'm feeling here with this reading, because the Three of Cups, and we've got the Devil next to the Three of Cups, okay? Again, another three. I don't know why I'm feeling this is some love triangle or something like that going on for some of you guys in August, okay? You'll have to email me, leave a comment, let me know, okay? But this is really interesting reading, okay? As I say, your zodiac sign isn't represented by, you're a fire sign, Sagittarius, but you're not represented by, say, a Queen of Wands or a King of Wands or anything like that. But I do feel that these energies are representing some of you guys. when you get the Three of Cups with the Devil card, Three of Cups is really about three dancing women. It's about groups partying, having a really good time. Um, the Devil card is about addictions, okay? Addictions to drink, lust, sex, that type of thing, okay? I feel that when you get this coupled together, the Three of Cups and the Devil card, this can be about somebody who's kind of burning the candle at both ends, having a really good time. But I almost get the feeling that somebody is trying to kind of almost drown their sorrows about something, or they're just running away from something in August, okay? And I feel that this might be a situation that some of you guys know about. If this isn't representative of somebody that you know about, then I feel that this is you guys running away from something here, okay? It's almost like you're running away from um, you're running away from not only a responsibility, but you're running away from yourselves in a way with the High Priestess. You're running away from kind of the honesty or truth of the situation, if that makes sense. But I do feel intuitively that this is more of an external situation. This is something that you're potentially, some of you guys are involved with. We do have the Queen of Swords here, funnily enough. This can sometimes represent another woman as well. But we've got what's interesting about this is that we've got the Eight of Wands, and if you look at these two cards together, the Queen of Swords is beckoning communication. So there's potentially another woman involved, potentially for you guys in August. Okay, I'm seeing many women here in this reading, and I feel the central person in this reading is the Fool. I feel that there is somebody who is playing people within this reading for August. I feel that somebody's a player, okay, but somebody has control over many women or many people. This is what I'm feeling here with this reading. But I do feel heavily that that there is some secret communication going on in August, potentially with a man who doesn't care, who's quite carefree, and who is very changeable in his behaviour. I feel that if this is you guys, if the Queen of Pentacles is you, then it could be that you're going through a love triangle, or you're with someone who is very kind of maybe flamboyant, and someone who isn't, maybe a little bit of a commitment phobe, or likes to do his own thing. And this is why we get the Fool card next to the Moon, and we've got the Seven of Swords looking back on the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody's stealing away from someone. Somebody is running away from a responsibility with someone. You know, they could be changing job maybe to get away from someone, or they're changing something. And this is why I feel we've got the Wheel of Fortune. But somebody wins out, because we've got this Queen of Swords here who is welcoming some form of message. The Eight of Wands is often about messages, emails, and it can be about declaring something, okay? Something is being declared to the Queen of Swords, okay? And she's welcoming it, she's taking it, she's holding her hand out and saying, yeah, I'm listening here. But I do intuitively feel, looking at this reading, Sagittarius, that the month of August is going to be a great month of change for you guys, because I feel that there is going to be, with the High Priestess and the Moon card, something being revealed, maybe something you didn't know, or that because we've got the High Priestess, she could intuitively know it, and something is, the veil is coming off now. But I do feel in August for you guys that potentially some of you are going to be in a situation, maybe a love triangle situation. I'm seeing here. It's very complex cards together, but they do kind of make sense. And as I say, I did pick some clarifying cards with the Wheel of Fortune, because I wanted to know, well, how does the Wheel of Fortune change? And we did have some really positive cards come up. Well, one really positive one and two kind of ambiguous ones. But we did get the Lovers come up in clarifying card, which can infer a love triangle. So I feel that there is a love triangle going on for some of you guys in August. And dependent on who you are in that love triangle, you could either be the winner or the loser. But this Fool here, whoever this man is, I don't believe can be trusted. I've got to be honest with you. I feel that you've got to be on your guard in August with someone, because I feel that he's playing many people and he has a difficult time making his mind up. And just when you think that you have him, that he kind of just, changes the ball game altogether. I feel that there's either 2 or 3 women involved in this situation. And I feel that because we've got the Devil card and the Seven of Swords, there is some deceit going on and somebody potentially gets hurt. We don't have a Three of Swords here, okay? And we don't have a Death card or a Ten of Swords, thank goodness. But I do feel that there is a man potentially for some of you guys in your lives, and he's trying to get away from something that he's created, some difficulty or confusion with maybe several women. I feel that this person potentially could be addicted to sex or could be addicted just to having a good time, and he might be a commitment phobe. That's what I'm feeling here. Because throughout this reading, we see someone who is running away from their commitment, from what they've created. So it could be that they've been playing a couple of people, maybe 3 of you potentially, but somebody does win out because the Queen of Swords is welcoming the Eight of Wands. She's beckoning the communication. There's communication to someone in August, okay? Queen of Swords is typically your air sign, isn't she? So she's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Pentacles, I believe, is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. But I don't always go with the zodiac signs. I just go with who the people are. The Queen of Swords archetype would be someone who is quite a mature lady, maybe doesn't have any children, so she's over the age of 35. Could be a cold character, but not always so. She's quite logical, analytical, really clever lady. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles is very much a down-to-earth, sweet-natured, lovely person. So, I mean, they're both good cards anyway. They're both good queens, but just in very different ways. But I feel that somebody's going to get hurt, maybe that you know, in August. If it's not you, then it's somebody that you know. And I feel that if it is a love triangle, then the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords are virtually the same person, because they both rely on their wisdom and their intuition to kind of make their choices, and very adjacent to each other as well. The Eight of Wands is directly underneath the High Priestess and directly next door to the Queen of Swords. So I do feel somebody loses out. There is deception here, definitely within this reading for August. I'm sorry to give this reading, but it is what I'm seeing here. There is deception, and it's definitely with females and a male, because the Moon card is representative also of very strong female emotion and intuition and energy, as well as the High Priestess. And we do see a man here whose intentions aren't very good, because we do have this old Devil card and we've got the Seven of Swords. And they're all lined up together, the full Seven of Swords and the Devil. Okay, they're all lined up together right the way down. But I feel that this is someone who's taking the mickey, or who's not really as committed as he said he was. Okay, but the Wheel of Fortune is good because we do have some very good cards after that. So no matter what happens, it is for your higher good. Okay, so that's your reading, Sagittarius, for the month of August, and I will see you very soon. Take care.